But let's speak about why would a normal student, let's say, opt in for 10-core CPU and up to 32-core of GPU as well as 4 gigs of RAM. Why would a normal student want that? So let's talk about this. Hey everyone, welcome back. So there has been a lot of hype already about the latest laptops which Apple has released, the 14-inch MacBook as well as the 16-inch MacBook, as well as the two most powerful chips called the M1 Pro and M1 Max. Now, personally, I didn't expect that Apple could have actually come up with something so powerful this year that could actually improve the M1 last year model, but they did. However, main reason for this video is that I want to clarify and speak to a lot of people out there in terms of, is this machine or is this new laptop suitable for their needs, or we have to just go with the hype and follow what people are recommending, and we don't really think that do I actually need those features or specs or the new development that actually Apple has released to my daily task or to increase my productivity. So jumping briefly about the two new chips that Apple has released, the M1 Pro and the M1 Max. So the M1 Pro comes up to 10-core CPU as well as up to 16-core of GPU and up to 32 gigs of RAM. Now the top-notch level, which is called the M1 Max, it comes with 10-core of CPU, up to 32-core of GPU, as well as up to 64 gigs of RAM. Now this is absolutely massive and really powerful for Apple to come up with something like this. I'm not denying that. This actually claims to be 2 times faster in terms of the last year model, in terms of CPU, as well as 4 times faster GPU than the last year model. And as you can see in the chart here, the CPU performance for the M1 Pro and the M1 Max stands out not only for the last year M1 model, but also comparatively to other laptops out there when it comes to Windows. And Apple right now seems to be competing with big brands such as Nvidia in terms of gaming. I still don't see Apple is made for gaming because it doesn't support all the kinds of applications or normal gamer would need and what actually Windows has to offer. What's amazing about these two laptops, M1 Pro and the M1 Max, that you can actually do more tasks with a less power efficiency. Comparatively to the Windows laptops, where we have to do less tasks and consume more power. Now, all what has been said is great. The new developments, the two new chips, it's all powerful and amazing to hear. I'm personally intrigued that I didn't expect Apple to come up with something as powerful as the M1 Pro and M1 Max and actually improve the M1 last year model, which was already amazing for a normal person or someone who's actually doing heavy tasks. It actually accommodates. But the main reason of this video is actually, do you really need this laptop? Does it actually justify the reason why you want to opt in and click pre-order right now and pay around $2,500 or up to $3,000 if you want to configure the laptop? I didn't make this video in order for me to tell you that you should or you should not buy, but I made this video in order to open up some of the insights for you to take a step back and ask yourself, what do those new CPUs and GPU do to you? Alright, now I personally believe that 90% of the consumers out there who are interested in getting MacBooks are not really technical, or some people who just love Apple or want to get the new laptops. And I believe the rest 10% of the people out there, you know what they want because of their career or because of their tasks, their jobs, or whatsoever. But let's speak about why would a normal student, let's say, opt in for 10-core CPU and up to 32-core of GPU as well as 4 gigs of RAM. Why would a normal student want that? There's no justification unless, as I just mentioned, that you want to have the latest laptops, you want to feel good about yourself. That's totally fine, go for it, pay that much. For up to $4,000 even for the M1 Max if you want to get all this configuration, but you still can even do the same with the last year M1 model, which costs around $1,000. This laptop itself is called MacBook Pro, the new Pro chips, M1 Pro and M1 Max. They're designed for people into video production who are making movies. They're designed for people who require this new features and softwares on the new chips for their career. If someone is a product manager in a big company, or someone who is actually more technical and requires really fast machine or building something really powerful, those are the people that actually can opt in for this. You have to ask yourself, is it the actual specs that you need, or is it the storage? Is it the RAM? What are you actually looking for? If that's what you're looking for, you still can get the last year model and upgrade to, let's say, 512 or 1 terabyte of storage. It doesn't justify opting in for the latest configuration, paying up to $4,000 for normal consumers. What we're trying to do here is help you guys out there in terms of making the right decision for your needs, to get the best quality in terms of the machine, the service, or the products that you're buying, as well as the really valuable and good price. It doesn't seem nice or feel good recommending something expensive and hefty when it comes to the price, and turns out to be that they go out there and buy it and they actually don't need those developments. Just we are giving those hypes, so we're speaking about the new M1 Pro or M1 Max chips, what they're capable of in terms of power efficiency, in terms of the graphics, in terms of they brought back the HDMI port and all of those new external hardware features. Before we make all those hypes, we have to also think of the end consumer who is watching in terms of whether they need it or not. My suggestions by the end of this video, I would want everyone who's looking to buy the new laptops, before they do so, to take a step back and put their questions in the comments in terms of their daily tasks, their needs, what they're looking for. And if you're not sure about the tech side, you can post it in the comments and I will give you my feedback and honest opinion on what you actually should go for, whether you're someone who actually is a normal based consumer or someone in the professional level that you require all these new changes. I'll give you an honest feedback for the value that you're looking for in terms of the quality of the product and the price. While the new M1 Pro and the M1 Max actually work strongly in terms of competing with NVIDIA and or gaming laptops out there when it comes to Windows as well, however, I don't still think that this laptop is designed for this because of the apps that are not integrated, and a lot of applications are not supported by Apple when it comes to gaming, as well as when it comes to software development. If you're a programmer, some of the tasks or some of the essential tools that you need are not supported. Sometimes you have to run a virtual machine to conduct your tasks. But still, me personally, I actually use Python. I do video editing and I'm really happy with the last year M1 MacBook Pro model. It actually costs way less and gives you really good quality in terms of the performance of a laptop that can give you amongst other laptops out there, which we spoke about in the previous videos. Think about it for yourself, have a clarity, put down what you're looking for, put down the task. Don't just jump in and click pre-order and pay all these thousands of dollars to get your hands on them. If you're someone who knows that you actually need them, go for it. That are actually really powerful machines that you can actually opt in for. But if you're someone who actually don't need them, but yet you still want to opt in for those laptops because, as I mentioned, you want to buy them, it's a need for you, and you feel good about yourself, still go for it. But still, this video to actually spread the awareness about the actual causes, the actual reasons that Apple has actually developed such powerful chips and who they actually targeting. Sometimes as a brand as Apple and how strong they are, we as a consumers, we're actually attached to it. So whatever they actually release, we will immediately go and buy it without understanding what they have actually bought. Apple being a luxurious product, they actually have the justification to charge that much because the powerful chips on the development of the softwares and hardware that they've made actually justifies the price, but it still doesn't justify you buying it not knowing that you actually need it or not. Based on research, based on actually understanding yourself, that will make the right decision for you. So I hope this video is straightforward and clear, and to open up your thoughts and making the right decision and taking a step back before you pre-order, and as well to ask me any questions in the comments and I will give you my honest answer and help you out in terms of making that decision as well. So I appreciate you watching and I'll see you in the next one.